Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
Philip Martin, Johnny.
Oh, yeah. How are you, Mr. Martin?
Fine. Got an assignment for you.
Something interesting?
Well, I think you'll like it. Our company insures a Miss Nancy Shaw.
That's a familiar name.
If you go to the movies, it should be.
Oh, that Nancy Shaw.
Mm-hmm. She was robbed of $100,000 in jewels. Think you can handle it?
Well, I can try. Say, for an assignment like this, I might even consider waiving my expense account.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I sure am. I'll see you at the office. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum bring you John Lund in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator. Yours truly, John Dollar. For refreshing taste plus chewing enjoyment, treat yourself to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. When your mouth and throat feel hot and dry, a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint gives you quick, long-lasting refreshment. The lively, full-bodied spearmint flavor cools your mouth and freshens your taste. The chewing itself helps keep your throat pleasantly moist. Best of all, you can chew and enjoy refreshing Wrigley's Spearmint Gum almost any time and any place. Keep a package handy right in your purse or pocket so you can chew a stick whenever you want it. For refreshing taste plus chewing enjoyment, treat yourself to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. Millions enjoy it, and you will too. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Columbia All Risk Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Nancy Shaw matter. Expense account item 1, $193.80, plane fare and incidentals between Hartford and Los Angeles. I arrived at the International Airport at 11 a.m., hired a car, and drove directly to Santa Monica, where I registered at a hotel. Shortly after that, I drove to the Santa Monica police station and introduced myself to Sergeant James Dodd.
I've been expecting you. Your company sent a teletype.
I understand this isn't the first of this type of robbery.
No, been 3 others. Same M.O. Always knows the setup of the house, goes directly to whatever he or she's after.
Why, you think it might be a woman?
But you never know. Each time it's been wealthy families, twice full in the picture business. Here's a list of the articles stolen.
Quite a list. Any of the stuff shown up?
Not yet, but it will.
Miss Shaw was robbed night before.
Sunday, maid's night out. Each one's been like that.
Huh?
Guy just came out of your house. He's headed this way.
Tall, dark, looks like an ad for strength and health.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dave Asher.
Old friend?
Nope. We're engaged.
Oh.
Hello, Dave.
Didn't Bernice tell you I was coming down?
Yes, she told me. This is Mr. Dollar.
How do you do?
This is Dave Asher, Mr. Dollar. He's happy to meet you.
Really?
Don't sulk, Dave. Tell Mr. Dollar you're happy to meet him.
Why?
Because it's too nice a day to put up with one of your moods.
Is this guy the reason you haven't been available for the last few days?
I only met Mr. Dollar an hour ago.
Then you won't miss him. Goodbye, Mr. Dollar.
Goodbye. Have a nice trip.
I don't think you get the point.
Oh, sure I do. You're unhappy, so you're leaving.
Mr. Dollar, maybe you don't know it, but Miss Shaw and I are engaged.
I know it.
Dave, for once in your life, try to
I
act
drove all the way down here to see you. I haven't seen you since Sunday night, and there's a few things I'd like to settle in private. Now, maybe you get the point, Mr. Dollar. I'm not leaving. You are.
Oh, now, this is really too much.
No, wait a minute. Maybe I better
You
go.
stay right where you are, Johnny.
Oh, it's Johnny.
Yes, it's Johnny.
My family thought it up.
You're a pretty funny man, huh?
Now, you listen to me. You just go right back out to your car and drive yourself away from me.
I'm not leaving until he does.
I beg your pardon. You're leaving, and you're leaving right now. Now, turn around.
You're serious?
I was never more serious in my life. Now, get off the beach.
We're through.
Fine. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Cigarette?
Yes. It's rather unpleasant.
You want to borrow my shoulder?
Oh, it's been coming to this for a long time. I don't know why I didn't stop seeing him sooner, except that I really didn't know him for the first few months. You know, party manners, impress the lady with a well-oiled line. I guess I was being as insincere as he was. This is a town for insincerity, Johnny. It's like the first house I bought. Beautiful. Lived in it for 6 months before I discovered the termites had eaten away half the foundation.
Who is he?
Just a rich young man, spoiled disposition.
He was with you the night you were robbed?
Yes. We had a big fight. He took me home. It was over then. I knew it. And I have to admit I was a little dewy-eyed over having made one more mistake. When I discovered the jewelry was missing, it was just too much. I must have cried for 2 whole hours. I have to go to a party tonight, Johnny. Dave and I were invited. What'll I do?
Have a headache?
That's too easy. He'll be there.